Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, which again, it's catching up with XCOM. I've been trying to do at least one upload per day until it catches up here with YouTube and with Prey. It's on sync, and I'm going to launch to publish the episode 9. It's been relatively fun. Some challenges, but it's mainly my fault, especially in zero-G gravity. I always get a little bit disoriented. But yeah, we are progressing along with the game. And yeah. Also an update here regarding the next series. I think I will go for Jedi Fallen Order and then afterwards Survivor. And again, chug along with that, with those two games. Again, I managed to buy them in the winter sale. The Jedi Fallen Order is very cheap. Was very cheap, around $8 or so, and then Survivor was I think around 30ish in that range there. But yeah, and then I have also these two that was kind of indecisive. Dead Space, I want to do that, but at the moment I'm doing kind of a suspenseful one, which is this one, Prey. Maybe afterwards finish Prey, I will go for Dead Space. I don't know, we will have to wait and see. Resident Evil, it's mainly because I still kind of remember the main points of the game here, so it's not, it will not surprise me again. But Village I didn't play, but I got a plethora of games that I want to go through, much older games, and because these are more recent ones per se, at least from the 5 years of catching up, almost turning 6, I will go through more older games, and sometimes I will do some I play like the first game on a trilogy or something like that, and then I'll replay that. At least I played for myself, but I will do a video series doing going through the trilogies or the duologies or whatever it might be. But I will try to do a channel update regarding the gaming series there, because everything it's kind of on par. I don't have a lot of more stuff to talk about. The gaming, the daily videos regarding news, it's going as it should be. Tomorrow is my day off, Sunday, and I probably will try to do between today and tomorrow. It will be unannounced, but I will tweet about it just in case anybody is following there and interested in checking up maybe a live stream. So it's going to be again a test live stream. I will be playing Death Stranding Director's Cut. It will be like mid-game. It's something that I want to try out, the stability of the stream. I already did some tests there with unlisted streams, and it seems to be that my internet connection and the hardware, of course, supports doing the live stream in 4K, and I can record in 4K also with another program. And my intention is doing the live streams with all the setup there, with the frames and the chat pop up, and stay on the live stuff here, and then do kind of VOD kind of a thing, which is basically just the captured footage in 4K with the audio stuff. So there will not be I don't know if I can afterwards try to manage getting around that. But at this moment in time, because I'm kind of fresh on live streams, so it's everything relatively new to me. I did like 5-6 years ago or more when the beta for the first, let me check, yeah, The Division, 7 years ago. It's the last live stream I did. It was something also very basic. I'm trying to put my game a little bit better here. With chat up and everything. I'm thinking about trying to save some money also to like a secondary monitor, because I only have my lousy laptop, and I don't know if you can handle that. Going around and checking the chat there, I don't know. It's something in the long term, but I want to start getting used to some live streams. I think it might add some value to the channel, mainly because of the kind of games that I want to play there. I think are more suitable for a very long format, I kind of like long format videos like I do with XCOM and Prey. The shorter format for me, like half an hour, it's something like a roguelike, like a Void Busters. Usually we can get it squeezed through 30 minutes gameplay or something like that. But yeah, I think, for example, what I want to do is play Elden Ring there, and Death Stranding was good if I didn't already start it. But this kind of games, I like doing, take time with it. But yeah, basically it's kind of overall update again. But yeah, between today and tomorrow, I'm not sure when I have time. I will try to get around and do a live stream as a test to see if I can manage like 2 to 3 hours, get around gameplay. If somebody in the chat comes up, how can I interact with people and all that stuff before I do the real thing here. And I might do this, try to get around with Death Stranding. Until then, I will start a proper series on the live stream, kind of things there. But yeah, that's the overall scheme of things. Regarding news, we don't have a lot here. We're starting to see a lot of CES stuff happening in terms of hardware. I caught up with some stuff from Coolermaster. They're announcing new CPU coolers. Again, I always enjoyed Coolermaster and what they do, especially regarding cooling, cases, and I also had power supplies there. Yeah, basically it's the main thing that I used to have a lot, or at least have preference. They, at least for me, they it's not that they lower their game on regarding the design team. I don't know how many iterations of the design teams and the heads of the design teams and all that stuff in the engineering, but it seems that the industry caught up, at least for my taste, regarding a lot of stuff. That's one of the and of course the budget limitations also taking in consideration there. But yeah, at this moment in time I don't have anything from Coolermaster. No, nothing. But I always like to check out Coolermaster and what they come up with. And in this case they got this V8, similarly with the DNA of the first V8 that they come up in terms of air coolers, which is an Heatsink, which comes this time with a vapor chamber, which is kind of interesting, and supposedly can go with 300 watt CPU cooling. G11 is the liquid cooled AIO. Is also being showcased. But yeah, very interesting, the design here, very simple, very industrial type, and supposedly the 300 watts, I think it's more about Intel than for the AMD chips, because Intel, again, it's one of those things that these latest chips, the CPUs, they can achieve to a certain degree kind of the same performance regarding gaming and production applications, but they tend to spend like the double in terms of electricity. So and of course the TDPs are reaching almost basically the 300 watts, give or take. So yeah, that's why even for my 7700X CPU, I'd like a cheaper one. I got the Deepcool AK620 if not mistaken, the digital one. It's more than enough. I already always have around idle like around 45 degrees, and when it's used usually doesn't surpass 60 something, and just sometimes it peaks out, but depends on the workload. But yeah, it's more than capable, and I think it's like 200 watts maximum if not mistaken. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. But yeah, suppose these ones will handle the new Intel ones. And then you also have the AIO. Suppose he has dual pump and dual chamber layout. I suppose it's mainly because so we can handle the 300 watts here. I'm not a big fan of, even though the technology is far way beyond better than when the first liquid cooling components started appearing. I'm not a big fan of AIOs for two main reasons. It's water near electrical components. It's a philosophy I don't like very much, having the possibility of a leak, even though the construction quality is awesome, but you never know. might get some defective component or like something, an O-ring that is not sealing well or something like that. I don't want to take that chance. And of course, points of failure. It has more points of failure than a normal air-cooled CPU cooler. You got the pumps, you got the fans, and of course the joints there. It's points of failure regarding the system itself. Usually, I'm not a fan, regardless of the brand. It's the water pumping stuff. It's not for me. But yeah, very interesting in terms of design, and they have their own kind of thing here on the YouTube channel as a showcase, and it seems pretty interesting regarding the design. They're very, as you can see, very industrial-like kind of design, which is something that I really like. As you can see, very solid one, not very flourished in terms of designing. It's very much like industrial, similar to what the ASUS, the language they're trying to introduce with some of the ASUS stuff they did like 1 or 2 years ago. Like the tough stuff, very similar in the language they're trying to use here in terms of design. But yeah, and I think everything is equipped with Mobius fans, which is like their high-end stuff there, which is also very interesting. Another stuff that they usually are good at is PSUs. The last PSU that I had before this one lasted me for at least 7 years. Which was, I don't remember the model, was at the time was expensive like shit, like 500 euros, if not mistaken. Was a 1100 watt PSU, but it lasted me for at least 6 to 7 years, if not mistaken. It was a UCP or UPC or something like that model. It's discontinued, but yeah, it was an excellent one. I had plugged like 9 HDDs, high-end CPUs and everything, and it never failed me, never. Yeah, but yeah, they have this new fully fanless 1100 watts. It's the Silent Series or Silent Edge PSU, and they have one low decibel fan, 1300 watts, if not mistaken. I got it highlighted here. Yeah, Silent Edge PSU, so fanless. They have like a interweaved kind of a thing in terms of cooling with heat pipe solutions. It's the 850 and 1100 watt series there, model, sorry. Very interesting how they're going about it. With this day and age, I think it's something that we might see more. Even though I don't know, but yeah, it's more about the passive cooling techniques used there, because even if you have a good ventilated case and if you have a good PSU that can sense the temperatures and has a PWM fan that activates depending on the temperature of the case, if it has a good airflow the case, and the PSU is properly placed, I think usually I never heard a PSU fan working on, even with a lot of stuff plugged in and working. It's one of those that I don't worry too much about these technologies. I prefer to have an excellent construction in terms of capacitors and the PCB stuff that delivers the power stuff. I think it's the main consideration that you should have on a PSU. But yeah, similarly interesting, being a silent one, it's always a plus there. And this low noise, which is I think 20 decibels maximum, yeah, ambient noise output less than 20 decibels. And this one has the 12 volt power thing, ATX 3.0 compliant. Again, which is another it's something that I detest. As you can see, again, I will demonstrate you with the image here. The main issue regarding with this 12 volt power stuff, as you can see, the connections here. I saw a good video, I think, from the Bauer explaining the fact that why the PCI Express, even this one, the motherboard pins, why they are kind of this big in terms of connections per se. It's because they have a high tolerance and they are over to a certain degree over-designed to the spec itself that should handle the kinds of power that has to be delivered. That's why they last forever. The fact that they can handle like better the peak currents and everything, and the fact that this 12 volt power is similarly like half the size, or at least it looks like, because this one has a 10 connections there, individual connections. This one is a 12, so it seems like 80% of the size with 2 more connectors. Which is again by the only by thinking of it in terms of connection resistance and the heat tolerances, they're going to be more, because this plug basically has to deal with more power. It has to deliver a maximum 600 watt powers, or be capable of delivering 600 watt powers in a smaller physical connection per se. And usually the stresses on this kind of circuits, it's not about the cables itself. Usually it's about the connection, the point of connection, which is here on the PSU, and also on the board, or on the GPU, depending on where you're plugging anything there. It's usually the stress points. And then I assume that if you put more connections in the middle, the more stress you will create on the circuit itself. For example, the angle connectors and everything might introduce more stress on the connection, and then again more resistance, more heat, and there could be the melting factor there. But yeah, this is a rant that I always bring up when I see this connection. I think they will have to change this completely, the physical connection, so you can handle better in a more safely manner the 600 watts power delivery there. But yeah, and it's also PCI 5.0 ready compliance. So, and again, the fan, it's a Mobius one, which is their high end in terms of performance and noise ratio there. It also has like digital monitoring. You saw the plugs there of USB control stuff and the fan stuff. Yeah, and of course they always have a video showcasing the PSU there. Very interesting indeed. And in terms of monitors, there in the last 2 years they starting creeping on the monitor market, and I think their first attempt was not a bad one. I don't remember. I know it was a Tempest, but I don't remember the model. It was also, I think, a 27-inch 1440p gaming monitor. But now they are announcing this new one, the G2711. It's a mini LED, so it's not OLED. It's a mini LED backlighting kind of a monitor. So basically, from what I understand, it's an IPS with some mini LEDs, or just the mini LED stuff. But again, it's just only a 1440p 27-inch monitor, which is it's a good size for the kind of I think it's the maximum recommended. After that, you just have bigger pixel. You don't have like the high definition of 1440p, taking advantage of the surface area. I think 27 is like the maximum, or the kind of sweet spot for 1440p kind of a gaming monitor. I think it's there, and I like the design. They take advantage of the logo, the outlook of the logo here as the base, and I think it's pretty good, at least from the specs that they are announcing here. It's got 95 DCI-P free gamut color gamut rating. Comes with supposedly VISA Display HDR certification, supposedly 1500 nits, but then again I see 576. I think it's like the middle of the road. From what I saw, like HDR compliance, the best thing is when they have like more than 1,000 different local dimming zones. But I'm not very much into HDR because it's something kind of like high-end monitors can support a good HDR. Its monitor is very expensive, and it's something that at this moment in time I don't put myself into at this moment in time. Even though I still continue with IPS, there are some OLED models that are coming through. they're going to be announced for sure in this CES. That will start to make the monitors more competitive, at least in the OLED thing. The good thing is here they have one DisplayPort 1.4 to HDMI 2.0 only. One SBC thing here, hub with KVM switch as well, which is interesting here. I don't use it by myself. I only have one machine, but it's something that is very useful if you have like a console or something like that. It's more useful, or a secondary PC to do other stuff. You don't have to have 2 keyboards and 2 mouses for that. But yeah, regarding hardware, at least I brought you something from Coolermaster to brought to your attention. And regarding gaming news, not much happening. We only have Cyberpunk 2077. The DLC just came up. They announced they sold 5 million units last year from the previous 4.3 from late November. So in a month they sold basically almost 1 million copies, which is good to see. I think a lot of people took advantage of the winter sale there. Again, I will for sure buy this game in the next sale that comes up for sure, but we'll have to wait. I will have to wait and see if I have then free spare time to play around with this game when it comes out. And basically that's it. I'm just going to go through some gaming deals. Not much happening. Also, it's like the interim until I don't know, CS will runs out of its course, and then we will start to get I think the late January kind of a sale there, if not mistaken. But yeah, it's still free. Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy on Epic Game Store. Again, until the January 11th, I will bring you forth until it ends. Then afterwards, got sale forth. I don't know what this is. On Steam, I only found one interesting, Marvel's Midnight Suns. Again, 67% off, but I think the Legendary Edition is the better choice here because it has the characters DLC and story and all the decks and everything. I found something interesting on GOG. We got XCOM Chimera Squad, 85% off. This is like the full game. I don't think there is no DLC or nothing. They got mods for this one if you want to try out. It's a different twist on the formula here, and I think it's a good choice if you want to take something different to XCOM 2, even though it has kind of the same kind of lore and story wise. But I think it's very interesting how they went about it. We got also Wallworld. I already played this game a lot. Since I bought it in the winter sale, and it's pretty good. It's a recommendation for me. 30% off, even though it's very cheap. I advise you to buy it with the DLC, which is Deep Threat, if not mistaken. I think it's it adds more to the gameplay itself, to the gameplay loop, and I think it's really good as a very like roguelike kind of a game there. And lastly, we got battletech. This is the Mercenary Edition, which I think brings everything here. That it's post-launch kind of terms of content playable here. I want to try out this game. As already saw, there is a lot of good stuff talked about this game. I want to try out. I always want to try out some Mac game, and this one seems a pretty good edition here. 76% off with everything there. Mercenary Collection. I will leave again a link in the description. And basically this is it, guys, for today. I'm just going to wrap up with a plug on my Patreon for extra support. That extra support is for me to be able to get more storage at this time, for have backups of the stuff that I do for my private clients, and of course have some space for the videos that I do for this channel. And yeah, expect between, I don't know, I will see between today and tomorrow if I can get around and do a test live stream. Again, I will announce it before on Twitter. I don't have any kind of planned schedule for this at the moment. It's just for me to test in real time how I can handle like a 2 to 3 hour live stream to see how it goes. But yeah, I will try my best to get around between today and tomorrow. And yeah, tomorrow is my day off, so I will see you Monday. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you then. Till then, Kunamy Master out.